What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be taking a look at a tiny little title called Break Siege. This is a game where you are building a custom battle train to move through, I don't know if it's like post-apocalyptic or dystopian. You're being hunted by some kind of empire, which is actually weird because how do you hunt a train? It's on rails, bro. You should know where it's going. But suspending my disbelief aside, I found the game to be pretty fun in the hour or so that I played. I do have some thoughts about it, so we're going to start our first impressions video off today, play the game for about 30 minutes, and see if it's something you wanted to add to your wish list or otherwise pass on. If after watching this you wanted to get Break Siege for yourself, I checked this morning. This is still part of my Steam Next Fest coverage, but the demo is still live. As of this morning, I deleted it and re-downloaded it just to make sure everything was working perfectly, even though it was still listed on the page. So you can still go play the game. Aside from that, there's a bunch of other fun Nerd Castle links down there that you can check out. But let's go ahead and dive on into the game and see if we have a good time with it. Alright, so off and away we go. I actually really like the pixel art inside of this game. The pixel art from the screenshots was what made the game jump out to me and made me actively want to play it. I've also really weirdly enough been enjoying the soundtrack. It's got sort of like a Chainsaw Man intro soundtrack that's working really well for me on multiple levels. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. There's our little battle train right there, and basically the way the game works is that we're on train tracks, we go to different locations, we take different jobs, we try to outrun the Imperials, and then every now and again we're going to get struck up with a battle. Whenever you start a new game, you're going to start out with a battle. Our train conductor, Chen Long, over here, he allows us to actually build up resets on our deck over here. So basically every single module and every single cab on your train will supply you with different abilities that you can play or different cards that you can play for energy out here. And while I know it is a card game and normally I'm not into these, for some reason attaching a card game to like a battle train that's fighting random enemies that are coming in and trying to murder you in between making trade runs in between locations was actually kind of entertaining to me. So at the beginning of the fight, we got this up here. This is going to be the track that lets us know when enemies are going to get here. We've got a number of things at the top of the screen that all have kind of similar icons. I would actually definitely recommend. I can tell that they're trying to adhere to a similar color scheme for everything inside of the game, but my recommendation would actually be that they colorize these up here so that they stand out a little bit better. But from the left to the right, we've got our HP. When our train runs out of durability, we die. We've got materials over here. These materials allow us to buy stuff whenever we're in friendly stations. We've got mercenaries on this side. Mercenaries are guys like Chen Long. They give you bonuses or they give you malices. However, they allow you to do away team missions when you're inside of locations, and so you kind of want to have a lot of them, even if they're debuffing you a little bit. We've also got our train speed over here. I haven't determined exactly what speed accomplishes. There are certain enemies that will attach to the train with like bungees, sort of Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back style. And when they do that, your speed goes down, but I haven't figured out exactly what it does. I think it maybe makes enemy waves spawn a little bit faster, but I haven't had a chance to test it. 2 enemies have showed up, and there's going to be some things you need to know about the nomenclature with the enemies as well if you want the game to make sense. Their HP is listed right here, so that's the 10 out of 10, and then their health bar is also linked to that. This little number 7 right here is how long they have. Basically, the game is turn-based, but it feels like it's real-time. So like I will fire, and then this little number will go down by 1. When it gets down to 0, it means that they do whatever their attack is, and you need to have shields up, or you need to dodge it, or you need to have them dead by the time that it gets there. And then there's also like some kind of stun mechanic in play, but I haven't quite figured it out yet. With our early energy, I'm going to install a new gun on the back of the train right there. I'm going to bust a shot at that guy, and I'm going to bust a shot at that guy, and let's light this thing off. One enemy down, another one's been dropped, so we're looking right as rain. Unfortunately, our hand is depleted right now. It does not fill up on its own. You've got to kind of like wait for this meter to fill up right here before you can go through and fiddle with it, and then it'll allow you to respawn a new hand, which will allow me to install a couple new guns, and then also fire shots at him real fast. That helicopter has been taken down, and hopefully my guns can drop him long before he becomes a threat. It looks like our DPS is exactly on point where it needs to be for right now. I did notice that like this thing can charge up multiple times, but when I click it, so here's the thing. I took a look at the metadata for this game on Steam, and it seems like this game right now is being localized to like a million different platforms simultaneously. And so this build of the game is very much like midway through a localization. And so the translation is all over the place when it comes to actually figuring out the game. And so you're going to have to kind of like feel your way through it in order to get like the core basics down. The tutorial does a decent job, and it's not too difficult to get the basics down. It's just the minutia in the way that cards are described and the way that they interact with one another that makes it complicated. And so since there's so many things that are midway through a translation right now that just have a very basic localization done, sometimes it can be hard to infer context from them. Because we conquered this location right here, we can go to the material warehouse. That's going to give us a whole bunch of materials right there. That animation is very, very good and dopamine triggering, so I hope that they keep it. Every video game should have something like that. When you open a large pack of goodies, it should break apart into the quantity and then roll upwards and have like a ring-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding sound. It's just good game design, so I like that they already have that inside of here. We can also go to the arsenal, which will allow us to draft a new weapon because we took over this Imperial train station, I guess, so they've got stuff laying around. I'm going to re-roll this batch because I'm not a big fan of what we got. And we've got backup energy. That's not too terrible. We've also got until the next engine reload, for every attack played. That's pretty good right there. I'll take that. That gives us 3 shield for every time a turret fires at the enemy, which feels pretty solid to me. We've got a couple of different choices where we want to go right now. I think what I'd like to do is if we go southwards, we've got Imperial strongholds down there. We have a black market right there, but we don't really have any goods inside of our hold to make that happen. Let's just continue forward to the next Empire strong point and see if we can get ourselves a few more resources and a couple of things that we can break down at the black market, because you can get cargo in this game, and if you take cargo to various locations, you get rewarded for it. However, as you pick up cargo, your speed stat goes down, which means enemies spawn faster, which I think is a pretty fun little twist. And so I'm not stacking this one right now. My big problem, so people always ask me why I have so many problems with card deck builder type games. Really, my main problem with it is just that everything nowadays is sort of just aping Slay the Spire with the energy-based building and whatnot. Oh no, dude, I just replaced one of my turrets on accident. Let's play tactics because it's free. We've got 2 energy left, so I'll bust a shot at him, and then we'll put up more shields because the enemies are going to start to pile up here because, unfortunately, I've had bad draw this entire time, and we've got to wait for a recharge real fast, and so having our shields nice and thick and strong is going to be a really good idea. Unfortunately, we do have kamikazes on the field as well. They ignore shields. So that's going to be a little bit of a headache nice and early, but we can fix the train up later. Let's get another turret installed. We will bust shots at whatever the hell that thing is. I don't know what it is. The enemy variety so far that I've seen inside the confines of the game appears to be pretty good. It feels like they are constantly... Uh-oh. That's a lot of planes, man. I'm going to need a reroll right about this second. They're about to dive on us, too. Give me a reroll, and we'll keep the game paused. I don't know if we're going to get them in time. Get another gun down. We've got 2 until he attacks, so he feels like a safe target to me. There we go. Oh, they're not attacking yet. Okay, I feel a little bit safer. Every time a turret fires, give me shield. Most of the kamikazes have been laid low and been brought to the drink, which is nice. I have no clue what he's going to do, though, and that concerns me. How much does this do? It does, let's see here, 13 AoE damage. Good. Let's deal that to that plane right there. Right as he was starting to take out to dive bomb us. Good. We will blast him out of the air real quick. This guy hasn't even gotten like an attack cart, like a transport plane carrying various supplies and shuttling through the battlefield. Oh, he's a loot goblin, bro. We got to kill this guy. This guy's a little loot gremlin right here. He's got the goodies for us. There we go. Let me get that sweet, sweet loot. That sounds good to me. Let's loot this place real fast. So Material Warehouse gave us a little bit more money to play around with. We have an IM laboratory over here that will give us a blueprint. That's right, as mentioned in the title, assuming that I'm going to go with the title that I've already decided in my head. We do get to customize our train cars. So when we get to a specific engineering station, we can build new train cars that give us more spots for turrets. And also there's special train cars that will make you go faster or make you go slower. And then they will have interactions with other things. So you're kind of carrying them for the benefits, even though they're not giving you a new surface to fire from. And so it looks like we've got a cargo blueprint, a cargo carriage. It has a 30% chance to not consume an arm when used. Arms, I think, are the cards that we're playing that fire missiles and shoot machine guns and stuff. And so we've got a chance that it won't eat up that card when we use it so that we can bombard a little bit better. I don't know if I'll build that. Let's go to the arsenal. We've got reorganize again, so we get to get some shields and draw a card. We've got a upgrade the armor plug-in in your hand for this battle. If the cost for this round is 0, that's pretty good right there. I like that. That's basically the same thing as, what's the name of that card from Slay the Spire, where it upgrades a card in your hand? hand for the rest of the battle, and then when you put it into plus mode, it upgrades everything in your hand. So it's basically the same version of that card. I'll re-roll it real fast just to see what we get. So regain an arm to the hand. So once again, that's one of the cards that allows us to shoot a gun or fire a missile, or until the next engine reload, every tack played, 3 shields will be obtained. I'm not super in love with any of these, so I guess I'll take that right there. We've also got a treatment warehouse on this side. With the little guys that are on your train, when they go on away missions, they can get wounded. These treatment warehouses allow you to treat them. However, you haven't seen this mechanic yet, but the enemy is going to start coming in from the back, and they're going to start sending scouting parties to give us extra battles and fight us. While you are doing both treatment and away missions, time passes normally, so they're actually catching up to you. So keep that in mind. Let's go to the black market real quick. Nobody's wounded, so we don't need to use the cryo chamber. And on this side, we've got some things that we can buy. Whatever you like, but don't even think about this. I mean, it is a pretty sweet gun. It's got a golden wheel. I'm tacky as hell, so I like golden wheels. I think I'm gonna buy this dual-fired artillery right here. It sounds like fun. Dual-fired artillery sounds like the kind of thing that I can really get behind. There are opportunities with this game to make the UI work a little bit better, only partially for some of the things. When you don't have enough money, do they turn red? These crystals down here are basically potions. They allow you to like get an infusion of shields or make all of your guns fire independent of their cooldown being up. That kind of stuff. We don't have the money for it though, so we'll just kind of step on out. There's a transfer warehouse right here. So basically everything that we can do here is we can like recycle things that we've got around in order to get money. We can dismantle cards in order to get money. It looks like we've also got a transfer warehouse. They will hook up a big car full of dynamite, and they will give us 200 bucks if we take it to a destination. Okay, they want me to take it to a transfer warehouse. I mean, we've got another black market coming up right in front of us, so I would consider it. Let's accept it. Add that thing onto my train. All right, so we've got that right there. Do they pay me right now? They pay me on delivery. Some of the quests pay you right now. Some of them pay you on delivery. Let's move on to the factory. And the enemy is now chasing us. There you go. So we're running for our lives. Inside of here, this is where you can add new cars to your train that all do different various things. You can repair your train here. We don't have any money right now, so not really going to help us out too much. You can also go to the forge, which will upgrade one of your turrets or one of your firing type deals that you have, like one of your guns or one of your turrets or one of your abilities, basically upgrading a card. We do want to go to another transfer station to get this money, so let's go to this black market right here. And in arriving at the transfer warehouse... No, it's not this one. They want me to drop it off at that one over there. Okay. Do I want to take another big batch of dynamite with me? Sure, why not, dude? I'm a risk taker. I'd love to take another big batch of dynamite. So let's go to this Imperial station over here. We unfortunately have to go into combat right now, and we have a lot of things that can be shot and exploded. So I'm a little bit worried about my safety, but let's get our dual-fired artillery up. That looks good. We'll hold on to our guns for right now, just to see what the enemy's going to bring at us. Our gun fired at him, so we'll go ahead and bombard this guy out real quick. It looks like he's going to finish him off, so let's recycle our abilities real fast. He did not swap targets, so that's good. Let's get another turret down. We will fire a missile. What does that do? Regain an arm to the hand? I'm going to do it. Oh, it allows me to reclaim something that I've played. I thought it was going to pull from the discard. Okay. Well, then shoot him with a missile. He's now dead, and that means all of our guns are focused on the guy who's likely to attack the soonest. Down he goes. I will play, there we go. We'll play that card right there to get some shields flowing or some energy flowing or something. Give me a few more. Well, I've only got the one gun spot. Okay. Let's torpedo this guy. Unfortunately, they all wasted their shot on him, which has me a little bit worried right now. Eh! Not great. We're taking a little bit of damage right now. This is getting a little bit hectic. Give me a recycle real fast, and I will probably go all in on... let's body him real quick, and then we'll put up 2 shields to protect the train. All right, he's been taken care of. Artillery's doing its thing over here. He's not going to get a shot off, but we do have a lot more enemies coming. Play that. We've got a lot of problems on our hands. What did he just do? He just did something. Tactical aircraft that launches pulses that disrupt enemies. It puts 2 blocks inside the discard pile. All right, so we need to, like, finish this sooner rather than later before this gets crazy. Remove from deck for the battle. Okay, I don't want to remove it just yet. Let's bust both shots at him. Okay, another one bites the dust. We will play some shields right here. I'm kind of curious if I play this on top of one of these, will it upgrade it? But I don't know. Kill everything you possibly can. Got a few more blocks added on in, so that guy's going to have to go at some point. We've also got a... Unfortunately, we've got a fire on the deck as well that we've got to deal with. I'm going to fire a missile over here, and hopefully it gets one of them. It got him. Wasn't exactly what I was shooting for, but it's something. Put a little bit of gap fire on him, I suppose. He's got a lot of HP, though, that's making this challenging. We've got a lot of blocks coming into the deck, too. It's going to get nasty before it gets better. I'm getting too many support cards right now. All right, play some shields. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. And then we'll get that right there. Looks like we're starting to make headway against the enemy, but there were a lot of them at this base. The resistance was a little bit more sticky than I thought it would be, but we managed to hold, so don't panic just because the screen is full of enemies. You've still got plays and things you can do. All things considered, we only took a minor scuffing right there. We're only down 4 HP, so that should be all right. So first things first, let's get our free materials. So there we go. We got like 25 bucks. We can also draft something new. I need to get like more attacks. We have way too much support stuff coming up. So we've got low, draw 1 card. If you draw an attack, train power goes up by +1. Okay. We've also got a smoothbore cannon over here. It looks like for every stack of Scorch it gets on itself, so basically it heats up and then it shoots faster and faster and faster and faster. I'll try that out. I'll take just about any weapon right now that'll help us out, and let's continue sailing on down the road. They're moving forward. They've got Outriders coming for us too, which is funsies. All right, Imperials. What you got to show me out here today? I've got a train full of dynamite and I'm ready to use it. Let's get this gun up there because that's our new one and I haven't seen what it does yet. And so we'll get a couple of cannons trained on in here. Yeah, there's one of the little Hitch'em robots right there. Man, this guy takes forever to charge up. But he does do a lot of damage, and it looks like, yep, he gets a stack every single time he does something, so that should be helpful. Put that right there, and I want to see what happens if I play another one on top of it. I don't think it got stronger. I think it just replaces the previous one. Give me some, like, shields just in case. I should be playing that card first rather than playing it last, but honestly, I didn't really have anything else to play anyways. He's got Scorch on him, Scorch 1. Okay, good stuff. Give me a reload real fast. I'll probably go for... What do I have around here? Let's shoot him down so that the guns train on other things. Let's get ourselves another shield and another shield real fast. And then we'll just kind of like let them auto battle and see what dies versus what lives. What does he do? Wrap the target with a cable and transmit electromagnetic attacks through the cable. Okay, so that's something that needs to be handled post-haste, it would seem to me. Let's unload everything we've got on him. I should have played that first. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Yep, hit him with everything we've got. There we go. That guy's actually a big liability because he attached himself to the cars that explode. It looks like we're actually a little bit ahead of the curve right now when it comes to the enemies we're fighting. I would like to see the biomes in the background change too. Like maybe they do when we get to a new map, but for right now I haven't seen it. He's got 4 stacks. He is charging up much quicker than he did at the beginning. So he should be attacking like 50% faster. So this guy really benefits from the fight being a long fight. So that kind of strategy right there revolves around you having a deck that has like entirely shields, and then you just kind of turtle until those things spin up and start doing absurd damage. Now let's check the abandoned warehouse. The abandoned warehouse, as evidenced by its tattered exterior walls, may only contain abandoned industrial waste. We'll send Chen out to go check it real fast. Why not? The enemy's catching up to us, though, right now. Looks like we got worthless cargo junk. Fantastic. Exactly what I always wanted. Let's loot the arsenal real quick. It causes 6 damage for every use. The number of shells will increase by 1. I definitely like the sound of that. I'll take that for sure. Give me some more materials, too. And then there's rebel bases over here. Let's go to a rebel base, I guess. Anything that keeps us away from the guys that are chasing us at the moment. Inside the rebel base, I don't have enough money to do anything with my train just yet. We can get a new rebel, though. So we've got Alex, who will automatically upgrade 2 of our different attacks when he joins. Or we've got Da Jun, who launches 1 missile to attack random enemies and deal 3 points of damage for every damage that we receive. I like this guy better for right now, so we'll add him on in. And it looks like he upgraded something. I don't know what he upgraded. It didn't pop up and flash fast enough. In the recycle bin, I will recycle you for the $1 to get you out of here. I'll probably recycle you as well just for the extra resources, so I'm not carrying you. A secret R&D room. This is the latest result of our secret research. It's capable of collecting intelligence, analyzing data, and creating adaptable replicas of itself to suit various situations. This will become a crucial asset for the rebels in the future. That's why it's absolutely vital to transport it safely and ensure it doesn't fall into the Empire's hands. Okay, I still don't know where I'm taking all these train cars and stuff. I'm still a little bit vexed on that point. Maybe we just have to take it to the red spot. My last run, I did not pick up any of the dynamite carts because I thought to myself, maybe getting shot at in a vehicle full of dynamite is a bad idea logically. And it does say transfer center right here is red, so I'm guessing we have to carry it with us to the end of the round for that fat influx of cash. Let's go. We've got an elite fight over here. What do we get for an elite fight? I don't know if we can handle it, but let's try. I legitimately have no clue what an elite fight's going to do, so let's take it. In games like this, it almost always behooves you to take elite fights whenever they come up because you get some kind of like massive run-changing bonus whenever you do it. Before the enemy spawns, while we're recharging, let's just go ahead and throw up some shields real quick. We didn't get any draws for guns or anything right now, so we're just going to have to wait it out and see. Oh my god, the size of that thing. Equipped with 2 different jamming devices, they correspond to different tactical equipment. Okay, we'll shoot him. That's my piece of advice. Oh, he's got little floaters that he puts out. Alright, floaters, what you got going on here? Let me get my Scorch Cannon. We've got a upgraded artillery burst right there, which might be nice. So we'll drop him on in. I wish I was able to use that right now. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm not. Oh, he fires missiles now. That's fun. Okay. And so, oh, he put up shields too. And he fired like a little shotgun missile at us. All right. We've got our dual-fired artillery plus over here. I sort of feel like it might not be a terrible idea to get some more shields. Just because it looks like they're kind of burrowing through ours right now. So maybe, what does that do? Repair all damage on field arms, discard all hand, redraw 5 cards. I'll consider that. Just keep firing at everything you possibly can. How much HP does that thing have? 44? The cost of all of your tactical cards is up by 1. That explains why all the costs seemed a little weird to me. Okay, let's machine gun him down first. We'll play another shield right there, but yeah, they are definitely starving the beast right now when it comes to the resources that I have available. He's down to 5 HP, so this should be alright. I haven't seen anybody like shooting anything just yet. Cost of attack cards are increased by 1. Unfortunate. Give me a recycle. I will continue buffing up. Let's get that. Oh, arms are the guns. Gotcha. Okay. Let's start shooting him maybe a little bit. What's his HP looking like? His HP's looking not so great. It looks like we've got a bug too. My guns are firing at the one that's invisible right there for some reason. That could become problematic with time. What am I looking at here? We've got a couple of different missiles. Yeah, let's fire a burst missile at him, I guess. That did do some damage, so that's nice. I don't really have much else that I can play with here. Just throw up another batch of shields, because it seems like most of his attacks are projectiles. Cycle that. Man, we're having very, very real energy problems right now. Can I, like, tell these guys to attack someone else? Can I command them to do that? There we go. Now they're firing at the things that I wanted them to fire at. Now we're looking a little bit better. If I can knock out his backup over there, I think we'll be in pretty good shape. Okay, that one went invisible. So we want everybody to target that one now. Yep, with everything you got, sit him down. Let's reload, and I will go... Let's just shield up here. How spun up is my thunder cannon down here? He's only got one scorch on him. Unfortunate. Everybody focus on this dude right here. There we go. Now he's getting some more scorch stacks. Recycle me real quick. We've got missiles. He's slowly going down. Like, we're whittling at him. Keep firing missiles and things at him, because we're about to, like, get our reef shuffle anyways, so... And we did get a little more shields. Let's focus on defense here for a minute. We'll keep on bombarding. That guy comes back up, though. He's the liability. That's the one that can strike me through my shields. And so, there he is. He's back. Everybody focus on him. Yeah, I guess fire a missile at him. I was hoping I could shut him down before he did anything too devastating, but I don't know like how much control I have over my units. It looks like they do refocus and fire on the ones that I'm clicking, but if they can't access them due to line of sight, they keep firing at other stuff. I also noticed another good detail with this game where if one turret fires a 3-shot burst and the turret next to it is about to fire like a quarter second after it, the one after it on the left will actually predict that the kill will happen from the turret on its right, and it will fire at a different target. Either that or it was a fluke. I don't know. I saw it do it, and I was like, huh, that's very, very interesting. A lot of games don't do that. We have Sun Zhang. After drawing your hand again, you get 2 shields. I can take that. That sounds all right. I don't know how many passengers I'm allowed, or how many mercenaries I'm allowed to have, but I'll take them. So this gun right here gives all other guns Scorch +2 whenever it fires, or I guess when we load and when we unload. So I'm going to kind of play around with that. Honestly, it's really difficult to say with the translation that we've got going here. At the dismantling side, I don't really have that much money on me right now. Defensive artillery. So all of my turrets get armor when it's there. Okay, it reduces damage. 3 times 4 and draw a card for 1 energy. That's kind of a no-brainer. That's a pretty good missile. What other stuff can I do here to get some things out of my train? And while I do that, I think I'll go through my closing thoughts, having played the game now for a little over an hour. So my first impressions are positive here. I do think that the core gameplay idea is really good just from a design standpoint. The melding of ideas that come from auto-battlers with turrets that are firing on their own and engaging enemies, the almost Might and Magic style idea of having cards that you can play that shoot missiles and blow up chunks of the air to support your turrets is also a good one. I also very much like the idea they were playing around with, where you're kind of pushing your luck to see how many dangerous things you can load in your train when it comes to like explosives, passengers, people. You're hedging your bets and you're betting you're going to make it to the end of the zone with all those things to get massive rewards. I kind of like that mechanic a lot. And so I think that overwrites my dislike of energy-based card games on the face of it. I do like what they're playing around with here. But we do have some problems on the field of play that I think we're going to have to deal with as well. So the first big one I've brought up earlier on in the video is just that the translation isn't altogether that good. So I think that that needs to be brought up to industry expectations ASAP. There were multiple times that I had to sort of just stare at an offering and not be able to figure out what it does without testing it out multiple times, because the wording in the localization is pretty scuffed and imprecise. This is a big one that I think needs to be handled first before anything else. That's going to be a big thing to get done. From there, I do think that the sound effects look good. They sound good. Sorry, the sound effects sound good. The visual effects look good. I like the pixel art and whatnot, but there's a sort of good enough is good enough vibe for a lot of the presentation that I think could be topped up and bring the game across the expectation wall. As an example here, a heavier and more load-bearing UI I think would be cool visually. We're playing around with trains. They run on diesel. They're analog. You know what I mean? So you want everything to have kind of that diesel punk feeling to it, with lots of gears rotating and arms and pistons and stuff like that. What I mean is, imagine if when you played a gun ability, you drag the card up to the top. Right now it just kind of disappears. But what if when it was a gun ability, you brought it up there, you heard sort of the cocking of a hammer, it gets shot a couple times and then goes wha-ting off the screen and flies away to denote that it was played. If you played a missile card, it would explode into fragments once you play it up above your train and make a bomb sound. Fire effects being played would cause the card to ignite, burn away, and then the ashes get swept by the wind off the screen. That kind of stuff makes the game feel like it had some love and care put inside of it. I also found that the death effects for a lot of the enemy units, they're sort of 16-bit utilitarian and minimalist, almost like a Sega Genesis style death, to the point that sometimes I was expecting planes to flicker and whatnot when there was too many things happening on screen. Instead, it would be really great and immersive if when you shot down a plane or a helicopter or a blimp, they spun out, they careened into the ground. When they exploded after they hit the ground, it would then take a bunch of earth tone voxels and throw them forward like an impact wave to imply that displacement of Earth and that momentum of a vehicle hitting the ground hard and matching up with the speed of the train. That kind of stuff. So while the core idea is good and I like it, a lot of the other candy coating visual type stuff I think here could use some touching up to bring the game up to parity with its competition, add some weight, some heft, some feel to the constant UI interactions that the player is doing over and over, and those are my first impressions. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Today we were checking out Break Siege. Tomorrow to be something else. Thanks for hanging out, and that's all I got for you, folks.